Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased now. You see on your cover of the program guide that Highmark is listed. Highmark is the sponsor of this event. They're the individuals who paid Dr. Dyer $100,000 to come here and speak this morning. Just kidding. And so what we would like to do is, because Highmark is a sponsor of today, we want to give Mike Schul a little bit of time so that he can tell you a little about Highmark, and then there's a special surprise for you and us. So Mike.
Thank you. Good morning. What a great presentation. So inspiring. Thanks to everyone for being here today and to be a part of the Harrisburg Area Community College annual college-wide symposium. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you as well. At Highmark Blue Shield, we understand the importance of collaboration, the value of sharing best practices, and the power of working together to overcome barriers. We know how events such as this one can help to build a stronger sense of community. That's why Highmark Blue Shield is very proud to sponsor this event, which is helping the 5 campuses of Harrisburg Area Community College do exactly that. For more than 75 years, Highmark has maintained a tradition of supporting the organizations that support this region, organizations that share our commitment to improve the community where we work, where we live, and where we play. Organizations just like HAC. HAC plays a vital role in strengthening our region by educating students to be well prepared for the workforce, to be innovators, and to be leaders in the community. As you know, today's theme for this event is disruption, and it presents an opportunity for HAC to reinvent itself amid a rapidly changing environment in higher education, and to provide an even better learning environment for its students. We get it. Highmark is innovating every day to enhance the services we provide our members in a constantly changing healthcare environment. So we're confident that today's program, and those of you in this room today, will make that change start to happen. Additionally, Highmark Blue Shield and the HAC Foundation are proud to award a $1,000 tuition giveaway to Emily Mertz, a current HAC student. Now, Emily is not aware of this yet, so we're experiencing more breaking news yet this morning. Over 1,000 students registered for the tuition giveaway, 1,083 to be exact. Therefore, this particular student is very lucky. The student was asked to please explain what creative disruption means to her. Emily's response was this: "To me, creative disruption means to think outside the box, to expand your ideas and think of something that no one else has thought of. HAC is trying to do things that no other college is doing to expand their students' knowledge and the resources available to them." We love this response, and it fits very nicely with the symposium theme. Again, Highmark is so proud to sponsor the 2019 Annual President's College-Wide Symposium at HAC. Thank you again for being here, and our very best wishes for success in today's important work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Again, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, on that good news, we are going to take a 9-minute break. And so we will reconvene here at 10:01. So we'll see you in a few moments. And overall, let me ask very quickly, by some applause, was Dr. Dyer's remarks insightful? Okay, good. Good, thank you very much. We'll, I'm sure, process it more as the days and weeks go on. Now I have the privilege to introduce to you our Competency-Based Leadership Academy participants. This is separated into 2 events. The first is on the Navigate project, which you're going to hear a little bit more about. And the second one, from 11 to noon, will be on data segmentation. And so what we're excited about today is these individuals were chosen for the pilot inaugural Leadership Academy. They followed the 26 competencies that the American Association of Community Colleges have put out for leadership of community college leaders throughout the country. And so, Cabell, again, I want to thank you and your team for what you did to make this a reality. You will now hear from the first part, the first group, regarding our Navigate system. And I'd like to turn this over right now to Kathy Brickner, our business officer from the Gettysburg and York campus, who will provide you with a little more insight and begin the discussion. Kathy.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Ski, Cabell, Amy, and the Symposium Work Group for inviting our leadership teams here to present our projects for you. Merriam-Webster defines navigate as a transitive verb, to make one's way through or over. And this team has done just that. We came together as individual leaders, and we made our way through this, as Dr. Ski said, 9-month project journey, Navigate, together as a team. We represent a cross-section of the college: student affairs, academic affairs, enrollment services, welcome center from the campus, human resources, finance, and facilities. And it is my pleasure to introduce the Navigate project team and our project to you. First off, Raduska Apiapati, and then we have Amber Dew, Cinnamon Hosterman, Della Archer, Jenny Barr, and Matthew Goodman. Raduska and I will walk you through the project charge, our research, our assessment results, and our recommendations and action timeline. And then Amber will be our moderator for the questions after the presentation. So please hold all of your wonderful questions until we're through our presentation. Raduska?
Thank you. So I do know that there are a lot of us on campus who are familiar with Navigate, and there are some who may not necessarily know a lot about Navigate. So I will just tell you what Navigate is, just a very, very brief overview. Navigate is basically a formal communication platform that allows us as an institution to engage relationally with our students. It helps faculty, advisors, and individuals who work with students identify at-risk students who are displaying attrition risk factors. It provides us with a means to provide coordinated, individualized interventions for those students. It's a platform that we can use to support intrusive advising and also generate the kind of data analytics that would enable the college make data-informed decisions around student success. So our charge going forward with this project was basically to look at the Navigate platform that we have at the college and determine if it could support the college in a number of areas. And we identified 3 key functions. Is it able to provide us needed early alert system capabilities? Is it able to provide the data analytics needed for us to make those kinds of decisions that will drive student success? Did it have an academic planning capability that would allow students to plan and track the academic journey as they walked through HAC? So that was what we were looking at as we investigated the whole Navigate project at HAC.
So the first part of our research, the biggest part of our research, was to understand the college's contractual obligation with EAB and Navigate. Basically our fiscal due diligence, the cost over the next 3 years to the college. as you can see here, pretty big numbers. The contract is three-pronged. The first part is the student success collaborative piece. It's the guts. It's the meat of the contract. For our purposes, it is the software, the installation, and the operations of Navigate with Banner. The second piece of the contract was the care coordinating platform. And this basically holds the training and education by EAB to our staff. And then there's a third piece to the contract, and that is the Community College Executive Forum annual fee, which not only is the attendance piece at that executive forum, but it is the extensive access that we would have to EAB's information and their data, their research and their data. Now, if you will get your calculators out and help me do the math over the next 3 years, you will see that we are looking at about $567,000 for these two pieces. And as inquiring minds would say, well, add in that annual fee, and we're talking about $651,000 a year. So a very big price comes along with this contract. But our group really wanted to look deeper into what that contract meant, what it was made up of, not just the price point. So what we did is we started working with Lee Hayes, and I haven't seen Lee out there, but he is our contracts and procurement director. And Lee created a very great matrix for our team. And what he did was he linked the three charge pieces that Radeska talked about, the early analytics, the early alert system, the data analytics, and the program sequencing to the actual contract. And to borrow the middle state's term, did EAB live up to the contract? Did they do what they said they were going to do? And by the same means, did HAC live up to its end of the contract?
So the next part of the process then was to determine that if we looked at the software itself and we felt that Navigate adequately provided the prioritized functions, could the college then look at developing a rebranding plan to relaunch Navigate, and then also create buy-in and trust, and also create training for users so that we could optimize our utilization of Navigate. If in the process of looking at the software, we determined that it did not necessarily meet all our prioritized needs, and given the space and length of the contract, what we would need to do then is to see what kinds of improvements can we do for the duration that we have with it, and work with that, and also explore future course of action if it wasn't meeting our needs in that area.
So of course we had a process. How did we spend our research time? What did we do besides look at the contract? So the other piece of the research with the contract was not only the price piece, but looking at about how the contract originated. And we also worked with procurement to see if there was any documentation on a request for information or request for proposal originally. And we did not find any. Our team did not find any at the time. So we moved on to other pieces. We interviewed many current and previous project and implementation team leaders, HAC team leaders, to give us data and insight into how Navigate was rolled out and its current and previous usage at the college. We met with IT, the OIS team, to garner the implementation process. And basically what that was is we wanted to determine from their perspective how EAB had expectations of how Navigate would integrate with Banner. And then for the historical perspective, we worked with the student affairs team to get the highlights and also some lowlights of the rollout and the usage of the software for faculty, staff, and our students.
So what we found with our work was that in the three areas that we were basically looking at what Navigate could do for the college, in terms of an early alert system, yes, the college, the software has that capability, and we are able to use it to flag students, to conduct academic monitoring, and to also do advising campaigns. With the data analytics piece, we would say partially at the time that the software was put in place, it had some limited capabilities. But with time, those capabilities have improved some. However, in our previous, not so long ago, conversations with EAB, there would be additional costs for us to access that. The academic planning piece with program sequencing, there is still issues with that. We are not able to fully implement that at this time. So that said, we had to recognize what has been the issues with Navigate since we got it at the college, because it definitely has had significant pain points for a lot of us. And our process revealed to us that there was definitely a lack of stakeholder buy-in, stakeholder involvement in the product selection. We also recognized that the project implementation had lacked adequate project resources to support those who were trying to get it off the ground. In many ways, EAB and HAC engaged in this commitment at a time when the platform was not fully developed, so it had bugs, and that manifested during the implementation period. So there were delays. There were some features that were promised that could work, but once it was rolled out, it didn't work. And so that definitely left a bad taste in the mouths of a lot of our faculty and advisors who had had so much success with the prior product. So we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge some of these issues that had come up. Consequently, because of all of this, there was very little, there has been limited over the years utilization. It's gradually starting to pick up again. And so there was limited data for us to kind of analyze in terms of the utilization to come to conclusive decisions on that.
So the big drum roll here is the Navigate's team recommendations. However, before I go through that, our team would like to acknowledge and give accolades, because while we looked at Navigate at the 30,000 foot level, that was our vantage point, we recognize that every day our colleagues at HAC, in the Welcome Center, in Central Registration, Stephen and Radeska's teams, advising, counseling, Cindy's teams, and most importantly, our students have been using or attempting to use Navigate through both good and bad times. So keeping our colleagues and our students in the front of our minds when we outlined our recommendations, we very much understood that our journey was not a conclusive or completed one, and that we would in some way have to go forward and help the next step in this way. So we did choose two goals. For the first, thinking along the appreciative inquiry method line, we said, well, what was working well with Navigate? What could we build on and expand? What was the best thing about Navigate? And the early alert feature and the student advising piece really rose to the top. And again, as Radeska said, and our team found, that rebranding may need to happen, that we may need to go to the campus level and to find champions, re-educate, retrain, get that momentum going again. Because for whatever duration that we have Navigate, we wanted to ensure that we could build value for our students, our faculty, and our staff. So we felt that these short-term goals will help build the system foundation, the process of using them, so that no matter what software package could potentially be chosen or kept, our systems would be solid, so starting at the base. And as we interviewed many of our colleagues who are currently using or used navigation in the past, we definitely discovered that the implementation team originally was not utilized fully. So that evolved for us as a solid long-term goal. The recommendation that we identify a cross-functional college-wide team from all the different areas who would lead the assessment of the Navigate. And happily, we understand that this cross-functional team has already taken shape to steer, manage, and control the course of Navigate, also a definition by Merriam-Webster of Navigate. So here's the exciting action portion of our presentation. How will the new Navigate cross-functional team proceed with their assessment of Navigate? As you can see, they've already started, and that's fantastic. They've already started to take the pulse of the Navigate piece. The assessment has already begun. And we believe this is important, and so do they. It's important for the urgency of it and for our students, our staff, and our faculty. They'll proceed with looking at the needs, creating a complete platform package, and then wrapping that all in by that August, October timeframe. And then if all goes well, by the end of the year, we hope that we would be able to look at requests for information from other vendors or a request for a proposal from other vendors.
From the end user point, some of the things we are proposing to happen, and some have already started, is to identify success teams at the different campuses who would help use a case management approach to work with early alert and academic monitoring flags. We would also work on the counseling advising side and student affairs as a whole, implement the scheduling capabilities of Navigate April through June and probably even through July. And also we put together more comprehensive training modules to support faculty as they implement on their individual ends the scheduling capabilities so they can reach out to their students. That we hope to do between August through October, and then in the spring, March through January of next year. And then we'll also continue to work with faculty on using and responding to the academic monitoring piece of Navigate. Again, going through September through November in the fall, and then February through April of next year.
So to conclude, some of us on this team will transition over to the cross-functional team, and we look forward to supporting the innovative, inspiring, and creatively disruptive work that this group will bring the college. So on behalf of our Navigate team, we appreciate your being here today to hear our presentation. Amber is going to be our moderator for any questions that you may have of the group. And there's also some folks in the audience, as you saw with Dr. Dwyer's presentation, that will hand the mic around to you. Thank you very much.